And I spent summers here all my life, and my family's still here. Come back with my children now frequently.
So you know the city quite well.
Yes, I do, and it's, believe me, every time I come, it's changed a lot.
Uh, how did you get interested or involved in writing?
It's hard to say where it actually started. I guess I always wanted to be a rich and famous author somehow, but in my present job at Vermont Castings, a wood stove manufacturer, a publisher came to us and said, could you people write the story of how to heat with wood? And that became the subject of my first book.
You also wrote a second book about beer. How
That's
did you
right.
get involved in that one?
Well, I had an even greater love for beer than for wood stoves, and decided that I would undertake the true beer lover's odyssey and make a trip all around the country, visiting all the breweries and anything that had anything to do with beer. And this became the subject of The Great Beer Trek, which was the title of that book.
Was this something to do with the quality of the brewing of the beer, or did you have to go to foreign countries as well to find out the differences in the brewing techniques?
No, I really wanted to limit this to beer drinking in the United States, because the theory that I was working on was that if you look at how a culture drinks beer, you'll learn a lot about that culture. So I tried to create a portrait of beer drinking in America at the time the book was written.
We used to have quite a few breweries in the United States, and they seem to dwindle down in recent years. Why is that?
Well, the economics really favored the large breweries, and I guess at the end of, or at the right at the end of Prohibition, we had about 750 breweries in the country, and that got down to a point of about 40 major breweries, of which only a handful really dominated the market. The interesting thing in beer drinking now is that the small breweries are starting to make a comeback, and really in the last 10 years there's a real interest in the small, quality-oriented breweries that are now starting up. In fact, there are a couple right here in Boston.
Samuel Adams?
Well, that's one of them, and I know that their own brewery is starting up, the Commonwealth Brewing Company, and I just read of a third one that will be starting up. So Bostonians will have their own local beers to drink as well as the national products.
I remember Heffenreffer and Dawson and some of those.
Right, Dugan's, Croft.